I think I finally realized it. It took me a while to get it because I've been more on the side of defending Sam Cryer, but I think I finally figured out the problem. He didn't properly explain himself. The guy actually has 8 paragraphs saying how fucking amazing Samurai Jack is, and let's be honest, it is fucking amazing. He has 1 paragraph saying what's wrong with it. That's the problem. And everything he said that's wrong warrants a large discussion. Samurai Jack is not an actual samurai, or it's not historically accurate. Their characters are overly sexualized. Scaramouche is a gay stereotype. What was the other one he got in trouble for? Oh, they use racial caricatures for like samurai. All these things warrant a full-blown discussion. I know it'll go against my point to make these quickly, but for the ones that matter, if Scaramouche didn't have the music thing, I would say the character is gay. Something about wearing large purple, having a big-ass flowing scarf, and hooker boots? What type of boots are these? I would say the character looks gay. However, seeing his music theme is what makes me think of the characters being more based off a beatnik, hipster, jazz guy. As everybody else is saying, Sammy Davis Jr. However, first reaction, I thought the character was gay too. What are the other ones? Some of the characters are being drawn more curvaceously. After all, what the fuck are we making YouTube poops about when everyone's saying extra thick? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Or at the very least, debatably, there's a discussion here. Why are the characters being drawn like this now as opposed to back then? Or at the very least, it's more center stage that the characters being drawn like this, because there were a few looky-loos back there in the past. Aku and Drag, for instance. Yeah, I digress. Samurai Jack as a show has used racial caricatures in the past. But then again, at the same time, you can also argue that these are homages. And most of them are really, really, really fucking good. Different, and they pay homage or take inspiration from Norse mythology, Egyptian mythology, different films, different genres. This is the America of cartoons. This is the melting pot. It's amazing. But no show is without flaw. As I said before, Sam Cryer's biggest mistake in this whole debacle that everyone's mad about, or at least 3 YouTubers are mad about, 4, I guess I'm the 4th, is he didn't properly explain himself, or he should have expounded on the things that are really wrong about it. But it's a throwaway article, and he is not the voice of every Yale student. He just kinda isn't. He's one guy. I could go on and on about this. Oh, P.S. I really hate Samurai. I know the character is supposed to be like this black weeaboo, which I think is fine. However, the way he's depicted, I kind of got more of the vibe that he's a racial caricature from a blaxploitation film, which I think might have been the point, just not the racist part of it. The character really does scream out blaxploitation to me. It makes me feel like I'm watching that one episode of Cowboy Bebop all over again, which I loved that episode. This one, where I feel like he's kind of a joke to be laughed at, not a character that is supposed to endear itself to the audience. But that's just my opinion, and I'm not necessarily right. You might love Samurai. He might be your favorite character. Oh my god. He's like if in Afro Samurai, the character of Ninja was Afro Samurai, and that was it. God. Or if the Boondocks had Riley, but they had Riley and they put him on crack. Oh, taking that part out. Anyway, more important than the article itself is the reaction. Because I have friends of different walks of life than my own, and I try to keep them all close, it's gotten me to think about things in new ways. It keeps me very open-minded. I usually try to see the other person's argument before I say I disagree. Where a lot of the things Sam Cryer says, I think are open to debate. The only thing legit being what he really said about Samurai, Scaramouche, the hypersexualized women thing, and even whether Samurai Jack is an actual historically deep samurai are all things that I think are mostly wrong, though slightly open to debate. I disagree with a lot of his assertions. But the biggest, most important thing he actually said was, It's up to us as an audience to see if these flaws are not worth us overlooking. So we still enjoy the product or not, despite these flaws. Just like every other show. And no show is without flaws. So, hey, Samurai was not enough for me to stop watching the show. I love the show and I'm going to keep watching. It's like that. So that was my takeaway. Though more importantly is this thing about calling someone an SJW, saying you're an entitled Yale student. All these things basically say your opinions don't matter. If you want to argue that Sam Cryer's opinion doesn't matter on the basis that he should have expounded more on his subjects, you definitely have an argument that is very hard to go against. But to say it doesn't matter because he pointed out some flaws and he goes to Yale, or because you feel he's being an SJW even though he said, you know, that's up to us to decide, that's a different thing. It has nothing to do with this article. It's just the fact of who he is, where he's from, not what he's actually saying. Though my beef is more of how he said things. I hope we can have a discussion about this, and mind you, I'm literally, right now I'm in Hamden, but I'm literally one town away from this guy. I don't know. I've actually contacted him. He hasn't responded back to me yet. I think we should have a discussion about this, rather than just say you have no opinion at all. These things are worth discussing. And I hope I didn't offend anyone with anything I said. And I would love to talk to you guys about it. Peace.